Yo, what's going on, Mike? It is Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Mission accomplished time. Your boys Mike and Mish on the horn.
Yep.
I'm Kyle.
That's Mike.
That's Mike, and we're here. Your favorite time of the week has come. So, with that said, we were supposed to have a gigantic show this evening, Mike.
We were.
Who's
going to be on the show?
So we had lined up maybe the heaviest hitting show of all time. We had the number one contender at 125 pounds in the women's BKFC 125-pound weight division, Misfit, Christine Ferea. And we also had the number one ranked contender in the heavyweight division, who just came off of an awesome victory this past weekend, Mr. Arnold A.J. Adams. But, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. You got that? We don't have it. Breaking news. We don't have either one of them tonight. Bam! Shit happens. And you know what? I'm a little upset. But you know what? At least your boys are here. We got lots to talk about anyway. We got retirements to talk about. We got BKFC 19 to talk about. We've got TJ Dillashaw returning to talk about. We got Brandon Malo Lambert getting a 3-fight contract. We got Mick Terrill dropping straight up pipe bombs on the fucking internet today, diming himself out. So what do you want to talk about first? We should hit somebody. We should hit him with something real hard right off the rip. What do you want to go with first, Mike? I'm going to let you drive this train.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, if that's what you want. So we could go straight into that. Mick Terrill basically diming himself out on the internet today.
All right, so let's just paint a picture for everybody right now. So Mick Terrill, 6-0 bare knuckle fighter from the UK, comes over and makes his debut against Arnold Adams at BKFC 19 on this past Friday night. He loses via third round TKO, or maybe even second round. Was second or third round?
It was third round.
Third round TKO.
I'm pretty sure it was third round.
And Arnold Adams gets the win. Well,
I am a little slow. So.
A lot of people thought that he looked lackluster. He did not perform up to what was expected. So he took to the internet. He was even getting accusations of maybe throwing the fight, which is absolutely fucking bullshit. And everybody knows that professional athletes don't do that shit. So come on with that. So Mick Terrill goes online today and he explains to the world what had happened to him. Now, do we have that?
We do.
We do.
A little small.
It is a little small, and my eyes are not good enough to read it. Mike, I don't know if you want to read it, but
long story short, I'll long story short it, right? He basically puts out, okay, he had to go to Cancun for 2 days. 6 days into Cancun, he gets deathly ill from these guys who were staying down the hall from him, right? These guys weren't wearing any masks, so he's extremely mad about it, right? And he says that then 6 days into his 2-week stay, he gets extremely sick, right? And
which could all be very true. We all believe that, right?
Then his buddy gets extremely sick the next day. So now there's three of them, and the third guy was like double vaxxed apparently and never got sick. So which kind of made a believer out of him, I guess. I don't know. That's what he mentioned. But the thing is that he then goes on to say that he paid $90 because they couldn't find a doctor. They knew they were going to fail the COVID test, so they paid $90 for three of them, or they paid $90 for negative COVID tests to get into the U.S. And then when they got to the U.S., he couldn't train because he felt like shit. So he still showed up to the fucking weigh-ins and then showed up to the fights the next day. So he's probably got fucking COVID, or he has COVID and knew it.
No. So this is
I don't know.
This is what I got out of that post, and he has since taken that down.
Right.
But the magic of the internet, once you put it up there, it's out there for the world, and screenshots happen, and we have a screenshot. So anyways, what what we got out of that was he was pissed off at the people around him in the hotel for not wearing masks and possibly infecting him with COVID, right? Then he gets deathly ill, and instead of backing out of the fight because he might get somebody sick with COVID, he paid $90 for a fake test result to get himself into the United States and then go into an arena unmasked, fight somebody, and possibly, you know, spread the disease. Am I picking that up correctly?
Yes.
Did anybody else watching, the people that are watching right now, did any of you guys catch that online prior to it coming down? Because this is pretty serious, Mike. I don't know about what anybody else thinks, but I really feel like that's breaking law. I don't know, man. Like, how the fuck do you get it? Well, he went online and straight up snitched himself. He snitched on himself on the internet today. Is that he'll never get back?
It had like 100 and something comments on it, and also it was also shared to the OnlyHands page, which I was like blown away. I was like, yo, why? And somebody we know put up a thing that, like, a meme that said, "Stop snitching yourself out on the internet," and then shortly after that, it came down. So
I'm telling you, we talked to Mick, and he's a nice guy and everything, but like, honest to God, if you read that thing again, if you read the full thing, like, it starts off with him explaining how he had to go through Mexico because it was the easiest gateway into the United States because you didn't need to get COVID tested when you get into Mexico. But he said that they got a test anyway because they wanted to be safe. Then they get into a hotel, and there was a bunch of other people that had the same idea as him, and they were going to use Mexico as a gateway into the United States. Well, that hotel had windows that you cannot open, and it had like forced circulated air conditioning, and he's on a floor full of people, and 2 out of the 3 rooms next to him, he says, people are quarantining with COVID. Those same people were walking around in the corridor with no masks on, and he was upset about that. He's like, these motherfuckers are walking around no masks, possibly getting everybody sick. Then he gets sick, and instead of doing the responsible thing and being safe to all the people around him, he admits on the internet that he paid $90 for a fake test result to get into the United States, and then walk into an arena with no mask on and fight somebody and hug and
close
and fight in the clinch for half the goddamn fight with Arnold Adams. I really wish that Arnold didn't have to fucking cancel on us tonight, because I really wanted to see if he heard this, he saw this, how he's feeling, because we actually know some people that were in that arena that night, and maybe it's by fucking coincidence, right? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's because they were in Florida in an arena full of people with no masks on. But we know people that have COVID right now that were in that building.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
So, kind of crazy.
That's just
kind of silly.
It's really, that was one of the most shocking things that I've seen in a while, only because of how
it happened,
how he straight up laid it out there for the world to read, and left it up on the internet just enough hours for everybody to get a good read on it, and 180 people to comment and say, how irresponsible can you be, and all this blah, 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 blah shit. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's deleted.
Right.
Just absolutely crazy. I would love to get somebody from the BKFC's like management, upper management, maybe even like Feldman or like Nate Shook or one of those guys, or even like Sosha and Rob. If we can get one of those guys come on, like, that would be cool. Just because I would love to hear what somebody within the inner workings of BKFC feel about this fucking situation, because it's mayhem, if you ask me. It's fucking nuts.
For the longest time, we got to deal with all this bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you, I hate it. I really hate it. Anybody can ask me, I hate every part of it. Okay, I just can't stand it. I can't wait for it to be over, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. So nuts, this is the reason why shit gets fucked up and things go to shit. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, Obviously, it was done purposely. So listen, I'm not going to like judge the guy and be like, because he's in a position where he needs to make money and he's family. Like, I don't know his background, I don't know, but I still think it was wrong. Here's the thing. It's fucked up. We ain't ever going to get past this bullshit if we fucking get past this bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
It is the worst case of self-snitching I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's pretty bad.
Short
I've
of
seen some Cool Cops episodes where some people snitch themselves out by accident, but this is a good one.
It's basically like Aaron Hernandez doing a selfie with a pistol in his hand and then fucking getting caught for murder. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just absolutely crazy. I don't know what kind of ramifications can come down on a guy like that, other than he's not going to be allowed into the United States. I hope they.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just fucking nuts.
Hopefully it all works out for him. But it's kind of silly.
Blew my goddamn mind, Mike. We got to talk about BKFC 19, and we're gonna do that. But before we do that, I want to shout out a lot of people in the comment section right now. I know a lot of you guys were tuning in to see Misfit. A lot of you guys were tuning in to see Arnold, but Misfit had something pop up, and then Arnold got kept at work, and shit happens, man. COVID happens. People buy fake tests, and you never know what happens. So next thing you know, people are. So shout out Joe.
Next thing you know, Pfizer says that.
Cybo, you got Kendall and Larry Davis, Susan Walker, of course, are always in the chat room. What's going on, everybody? Like and share the show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, please, if you have not already. And we have some breaking news that it's going to break the heart of a lot of combat sports fans around the world. You know what I mean?
We got this guy, Bill Dotriev. He's been in here. I hope I said that right. And also Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens, Monica is in the chat room. What's up, Monica? You had a great evening on Friday night. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But hey, guys, oh my God, brace yourself. The GOAT is retiring. Artem Lobov has fought his last fight in combat sports, according to the man himself. I don't know if that's true. Combat sports athletes, they retire, they come back, they retire, they come back. Didn't he retire before this? And then he was fighting in a hay bale field just the other day. So, thank you, Artem Lobov, for all your great memories that you gave us. And good luck with the rest of your life, buddy.
Do you think we should do a moment of silence for Artem, everybody?
Yeah, quick moment of silence for the GOAT. Okay, that's good.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
So we had BKFC 19 the other night, man.
We did.
Let's throw the results up. Let's start with you want to start with the main event? Let's go right down the main event. How impressed were you with Rachel Osteovich? Because going into that, the story was she's a grappler, even though in that Paige Van Zandt fight in the first time, she kind of seemed like she had the edge on the feet anyway, but she didn't put off much of she wasn't too excited to get in there. She didn't put out the vibe that she really even wanted to do it. What do you think, Mike?
Listen, I feel like I've been fooled. Like
you were bamboozled.
I feel like an idiot when I watched that fight. I just sat there and went, all right, how many people do I have to apologize to? I pulled my phone out and go, how many people did I said, no, absolutely no way she's going to win this fight? And I just kept going through, Osteovich is going to lose. Sorry, I told you Osteovich was going to lose. You should have bet on her. I'm an idiot, Yeah,
hey, and I told you
everybody wrong, like lots of people, but maybe not everyone, because that freaking poll that you did, she won.
Almost,
Did she win?
Yeah, there was like 1,300 people that voted on it, and she won by like 200 votes. It blew my mind too. I'm going to tell you right now, the little faint jab she was doing, and then following it with the overhand right was landing on Paige, and she was busting Paige up. And you know what? Paige fought back well. She fought just as well back, but we got to talk a little bit about the fact that it went the distance. Paige is now 0-2 in bare knuckle. She's lost two close. No. First one wasn't a close decision. This one was a close decision. But 2 times now she's pouted and stormed out of the ring, and marched her little,
ass
little shit fit down to the fucking locker room without. I both times you would have loved to hear what she had to say. Brian Social could have done the Joe Rogan thing where Rogan talks to the winner, and then, let's get a word with Paige. But no, both times Paige is nowhere to be found. She's already snapping selfies.
She was maybe acting, but she was confident that she had won that fight. And if you replay right before they list all the scores off, she looks over at who I think would be Austin, right? And she goes, just like that, right? She does that face, that smile. And then they say, Rachel. And she goes, ugh. She pulled her hand down and she bounced out of the fucking ring.
Let's talk about Dan Stevens right there. We went into depth on this, putting the 0-1 fighter. She should have never been in that main event anyway. The main event should have been Arnold Adams and Mick Terrill, because it's the two heavyweights, two former UK champion, former BKFC champion, at the top of the division. And then Britain and Jenny should have been the co-main, and then the next one, the feature fight, should have been Paige and Rachel. But let's get back to her storming out of the ring and fucking doing whatever. Did you notice that the Tiger Life logo was not in the center of the ring this time? It was fan time.
Fan time.
Now, fan time.
With both of their pages.
Right. Fan time. Both of those women have fan time pages. They must have paid a shitload of money to have their logo in the middle of that ring. And also were, more than ecstatic that two of their big draws on fan time are fighting each other in the ring. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't, for the sake of their fan time following, shouldn't she stick around in the ring and do every media obligation possible? I don't know. It just blew my mind. It blew my mind the way she acted. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, I mean, yeah, fan time is the same thing as OnlyFans. It's just a different company. But, she goes off as though, and to me, the next day she puts out a thing flicking people off like, fuck all the haters and ba, 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 ba. And it's like, you have a lot of supporters. She has lots of supporters. And one of them is the BKFC, because they paid her a ton of money. So, of course, they're going to support her. You should be giving your fans that paid to see that fight or came out to see that fight, to see her. There's a lot of people that came to see her. They're banking on her to bring in people. That's why they gave her the money, but she's not going to give the extra few minutes afterwards in either fight. She's going to storm off and not even show up to the post-fight press conference at either event, just disappear and then flick everyone off. We're the assholes. Listen, right. I understand people train hard, and she fought her ass off. I don't think she just was a slouch and just took this for granted. She definitely went in and tried to fucking win. But she's doing some shit, some Ronda Rousey shit. And I'll tell you who I don't like, Ronda Rousey. I can't stand her. Never could, never will. I just hate her fucking attitude. She's the worst. And I hate this Paige attitude. She's usually pretty jolly, she's pretty happy and shit. But man, she's fucking stomping off like a little baby.
Yeah, she's very Ronda-ish right now. Andrew Toppin, we are definitely on Facebook right now, bro. We have a shitload of people watching from Facebook. Yeah. As well as some people on YouTube. But, if you couldn't find it, you found us on YouTube. So whatever.
That's right, my man. And I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, moving on to the co-main event, shout out to Rachel Osteovich. She showed up and she put on a hell of a performance. And now, dude, you know what? She surprised me just as much as Pearl Gonzalez surprised me at BKFC 18. So you know what? These known grapplers from MMA are coming over and they're doing their thing in bare knuckle, and it's getting to be super exciting in 125 division. And we're going to talk about the other one that was even better. But before we get to that one, Mick Terrill, Arnold Adams. Mick Terrill came out, did not live up to the hype we saw in his post today. Probably a pretty good reason why, not to take anything away from Arnold Adams. Arnold Adams looked great. A guy in Mick Terrill who has 37 pro Muay Thai fights and 6 world titles and whatever. Arnold Adams went inside in the clinch and did work on the inside, which surprised me.
I got some video of that right here.
Yeah, bring it up. I was very surprised to see him go into try to keep it in close.
Not getting very many from the other opponent. 1-1 overhand right that time from Terrill.
That overhand worked. That overhand worked all fight long.
Yep.
Here we go.
to the body out of that position. Great right hand.
That's when
Yeah, I wanted to ask him about that, how rocked he was at that point in time.
Right.
It looked like he got wobbled.
Yeah, it looked like it got him pretty good. Lytle said it right there. But Arnold
his
Adams,
clinch work though. See, he hit him right there again with that
Yep.
same. He hits him with the left and the right in the clinch, and then here's the ending sequence, which
clips him behind the ear,
knocked him down.
clips him behind the ear, drops him to his knees. Oh, and this post-fight interview was great. Let's let the men talk here.
I don't know if they're going to show the footage, but I cried on camera when we did the interview. No, I put the work in. Whoever that is, you can suck my whole dick.
Hey, yeah, what's up there? Hold on, what's up? Hey, show some decorum. Come on over here. It's okay.
Give me the mic.
Show some decorum.
Your ass should get ate up to it. Don't make a difference to me. Hey,
All right, come on over here. Come on over here. Listen.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Irishman Kyle, you got rolled tonight. You called me out on Instagram, right? Come on. Y'all done got me fired up. I'm finna let Chicago run all through this motherfucker.
All right, let's look back to the fight. Let's talk about the fight.
Oh man, I wish he was coming on tonight.
I
We could
know.
have talked about this because
And, I mean, speaking
I was
of that, this
hoping
is something going in.
to ask
Believe it or
him
not,
like
you were the
if he
underdog.
recognized somebody out in the crowd there and said you can. When he said your ass can get it too.
Tournament, I was the underdog. I never get picked to win. Somehow, I always win.
Always.
Yeah, you know what? He's a hell of a fighter, and he's very like methodical with the way he fights. His stance is a little strange. He almost has like one foot directly in front of the other at times, and like his front hand will be behind his front foot. you ever notice that? Like,
Yeah.
sometimes his body's twisted,
Mhm.
and it's like standing across from him. It's got to fuck with your head, man. I don't know.
Yeah, but he has quick like head movement.
He absolutely
he's able
does.
to move out of the way of a punch like really fast. So they're saying it was Bear Bennett. I think Dan Stevens might have mentioned that. Yeah, and then Brad Williams just said it was Bear Bennett that was out there that said that. So I don't know
Really?
if you've seen Bear Bennett. You know who? I don't know the guy, but I've seen him on Facebook.
Is he a big
he's
dude?
like a big dude. Yeah.
And he's a fighter? Is he
Yeah.
trying to fight bare
He's not
knuckle?
in the BKFC, but he's a fighter, I believe, and I've seen him online.
Bear Bennett, huh? I'm gonna look this guy up while we're talking here.
Yeah.
But so obviously he's next for Joey Beltran, correct?
Yes.
I mean it can't be anybody else. It has to be Arnold Adams. It has to be Joey Beltran. Oh, that's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a scary looking guy. He's a guy that you don't want to fucking get caught up in a fight and like you know what I mean? The old cliche, you don't want to be caught in an alleyway with that guy.
Yeah, but I'm
I
sure.
don't know how many people walking through alleyways, but
I'm
get
see.
caught in one.
Is he represented by CNC Management, Brad? Do you guys got
Oh, there you go.
Bear Bennett? Let us know
believe
in the chat there. That's cool, man. Maybe you can get him a fight with old Arnold Adams, but you're gonna have to wait until he fights for the championship because I cannot see him fighting anyone else other than Joey Beltran. Now
Yes.
it wouldn't make any goddamn
Right.
sense. On
He's
top of
lost
that,
one time. He's got 5 wins, 4 of them are knockouts. He's only lost to Chase Sherman when he lost the belt. That's
right,
it. And he's
right.
beat Beltran and he's beat Shoemaker. So
yeah, and Shoemaker's busy. Shoemaker's booked. So obviously there it is. You got you got your next heavyweight title fight pretty much set in stone, and a very big question mark on our boy Michael Terrill because of actions on the internet today. Let's move right to the feature bout of the evening.
bring that up.
The people's main event, Britain Hart
Yep.
versus Jenny Savage in a grudge match that came to a head finally at BKFC 19. They got a little spicy at the weigh-ins. They put on a nice show, and then here we go.
yeah. So
We got no sound on this one. Mike?
no.
No sound. I got to give it. I'll tell you right now. This is what I'm going to tell you about Britain. Okay, Britain has gotten leaps and bounds better every time she goes out there. And now that she's linked up with Joey, excuse me, and the Boxar crew, it just looks like she's tightening up everything in her game.
Right.
On the other side of this equation, Jenny Savage is a tough ass girl.
Yeah, she definitely took a good beating, that's for sure.
She was getting smacked around, and she was landing some shots
Here
back
we go.
on Britain.
This is
the body work. The body
and
work.
She goes to the head. Boom.
Boom. Yeah.
And another one. Boom. Right there.
Just relentless
and this
pace.
is the final. This is the final seconds right here.
Never went down. I gotta give it to her, man. She is kind of a savage. She took a beating and she stayed on her feet the whole time.
Gonna take a good one right here.
Now, good Lord. You know what? And good refereeing right there. He could have let it keep going, but he noticed that her hands were down and she was not fighting back at that point.
Yeah, I think she had it at that point.
Britain was absolutely in a fucking zone that night. And she got married the day before. Was it?
It was the day before
2 days before.
I think. So yeah, it was Wednesday.
I thought she got married on the presser, the press conference. It was Wednesday.
Yeah.
So she got married Wednesday, weighed in, had a nice little show at the weigh-ins on Thursday, and then puts on a hell of a performance on Friday. You know what? What a week for Britain Hart. Congratulations to her. And now the question is, what do they do with the 125-pound division, the vacant title? Our guest for the evening was supposed to put some fucking light on this subject tonight.
Right. Well, before we move on to that, I wanted to talk about I meant to pull this clip and apparently I forgot to. After the fight
with Sosha.
Okay, so you have Britain Hart getting ready to be interviewed in the ring.
Yeah.
And he's like, you want to take out your mouth guard? And at first she's like, no, hold on a second. He's like, can you take your mouth guard out? And you could tell she's hesitating for a second because Joey's coming over and he has a little case, right?
Yeah.
And
they already
he goes
got
to open it. And, Sosha goes, is this? Oh my God. And you could tell that he thinks that they're about to pull out an engagement ring, although they've been talking about them not only were they engaged already the day after BKFC 18, they got married 2 days before and they've been talking about it. Everybody's been talking about it, the presser and everything. He thought they were I don't know if he had his train of thought got lost. You know what I mean? He was in the ring. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on him. He thought but he was about to propose to her in the ring. but he took out
her tooth. Yeah, it was her teeth or her tooth or teeth. It's hilarious, man. Yeah, that had me dying too. Now you got a vacant title in the 125-pound weight class. Britain is obviously the hottest commodity in that weight class with a 3-fight win streak, and she has fought
most active, pretty much. I mean, Taylor Starling's been just as active, but active and she's active and she's 3-2, So
right. She's active. She's 3-2. Now, Misfit went on a couple other shows, and I wanted to ask her about this tonight because Misfit's thing, and we really gotta ask her about this. And when she comes on, we are going to reschedule her and she is going to come on and we are going to ask her these things, but this is just food for thought for our audience. So when we do have her on, we can find out what her answer for this is. Her answer for most of the girls in the division is, who have they fought? They have fought no one. They haven't fought anyone.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, if you go and look at her record, her 3-1 record, and you look at her opponents and you look at who her opponents have fought, she's fought Jennifer Tate, Callie Cutler, Helen Peralta, and Britain Hart.
Right.
Okay. Who's Callie Cutler fought? Who has Jennifer Tate fought in their MMA career?
No idea.
Jennifer Tate choked out Tanya Evinger 15 years ago in her MMA career. That's about the only name that she's ever beat. Callie Cutler hasn't beat anybody. That was a debut fight. She had already beat Callie Cutler in Muay Thai, so she was familiar with her and already had a victory over her in her different sport. So and then you got Britain Hart,
who she said is not good enough. She said that.
Who she said Britain hasn't fought anyone. And then you got Helen Peralta, who beat her. Then you go over to Britain Hart's record. She fought Misfit, Dr. Stoppage. She fought Beck Rollins, who's a Hall of Famer, who
Champion.
Hall of World champion, who many consider, the best bare knuckle fighter ever. However, whatever she was, 4-0 or 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
She went the distance with Beck. She lost at a doctor stoppage to Misfit. Then she beat Randy Ekholm, yes, in her debut. Fine. Paige Van Zant. Paige Van Zant has victories over, Rachel Osteovich, Beck Rollins, Felice Herrig, Kaylin Curran. She has beat
decent fighters
pretty much
in MMA.
Pretty much all top 15ers in the UFC. And the ones she's lost to, Rose Namajunas, world champion, Tisha Torres, top 10er of, all the time, Jessica Rose Clark. I could think of a few more, but to say that Britain hasn't fought anybody that's ever fought anyone, Paige has definitely had a fucking hell of a career, 8-5 in the UFC and beat a lot of good people.
Mm-hmm.
She went the distance with Beck. She beat Rachel Osteovich. She beat Jenny Savage,
right?
Who Jenny Savage has a victory over Taylor Starling in MMA, and Christine Ferea shows respect to Taylor Starling, but says that Jenny Savage hasn't fought anybody. So you know what I mean? It's like a really dumb fucking thing to just go out there and be like, none of these girls have ever fought anybody. When really, if you like, for fun sake, I would like to take Misfits record and Britain's record and switch their names, and then switch their two names because they fought each other down, and show like 12 people who know combat sports but don't know their records by heart, and say, which one of these two records is more impressive?
Right.
This one or this one? With Misfits' name on top of Britain's record and Britain's name on top of Misfits' record, I bet you everybody would be like, whoa, Misfits.
I know it's kind of crazy because there's so many females. The records are short for everybody. No one has that many fights at this point. Britain has the most fights. And then Ferea comes in after. They're both tied with wins. Listen, that's the fight to make, man.
It's the fight to make. It's the fight to make.
Got to make that fucking fight.
They got to make Misfits.
I can't take this anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got to.
What's with this tournament shit?
And God damn it, Misfit, you should have come on tonight, because how the hell is the BKFC going to take her and put her in the main event on a total line event?
Right.
What?
Listen, I think that's bullshit. You got someone who's the number one fighter in a division, right? And you're going to put them on a toe the line. Now, I'm not fucking talking shit about toe the line, but here's the thing. Once you move up to BKFC, you're in BKFC. I don't see the UFC taking Davison Figueiredo and going to have him fight for LFA or Dana White Contender Series or something. It's never going to fucking happen, dude. Once you make it up there, Greg Hardy was on the Contender Series.
You would never go.
Greg Hardy is going to now fight in UFC, and then he's going to fight on the Contender Series? No. On his way down, he might fight, but is she on her way down? She hasn't fought. She's supposed to be the number one fighter. She should be at least a headliner or a co-main. That's fucking bullshit. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's bullshit.
Yeah, she shouldn't be down there.
No way.
Yeah, it should be. You know what I was thinking, and maybe I'm just like full of shit here. Do you think that they feed her a can in the main event at Toe the Line and then expect her to turn around 1 month later and fight Beck?
I have no idea.
They said that Beck was coming back in October.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we all know that it should be Britain versus Misfit for the vacant title, and Beck should fight someone else. Right. Beck could fight Rachel Osteovich.
Right. Have Beck fight Rachel.
Yeah, she just fought Paige. She looked great. She can absolutely throw hands. She throws some bombs. Have
Beck fight Starling.
Yeah. Or Starling. Yeah, I swear to God, man, it's like they really have a lot of options now. And I just want Christine to stop with the none of these girls have ever fought anybody, because the sport is so young. Nobody's fought anybody. You know what I mean?
There's not a whole ton of people to fight, and there's not a whole lot of fights. You know, it's very, very early.
And then like when you ask, you ask a bare knuckle fighter, well, this person, their answer is always, Yeah, but bare knuckles is a totally different sport. So it doesn't matter what they did in the other sports.
Right.
It doesn't matter what they did in MMA. It doesn't matter what they did in boxing because bare knuckle is a whole different animal.
Well, it would make what you're
why
saying
are you
even more.
then why are you bringing up who they have fought?
Right.
Because everybody's 0-0 at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I think it's a tired I think it's a tired excuse for not wanting to fight people. And if I was her, I would just fight anybody they put in front of me.
Just do it. Right. Do it and just move on with it. Because the more I think that she says, like, I don't want to fight this person or that person's not worth fighting or whatever, I'm not sure. I'm not there. I'm not the promotion. I'm not David Feldman or Nate Shook, but maybe they're like, all right, fine. Then we'll link these people up with somebody else. And then she just gets pushed off to another card, which I think is disrespectful to her.
I think it's I think it's an absolute slap in the face to Christine Ferea to put her in the main event at a fucking Total Line.
Yeah.
I would love to hear the explanation on this. And I wish, once again, we're going to get her
double. I don't know.
We're going to get her on because we got to ask her, man, what happened between what riff is there between her and the BKFC that they're like punishing her by putting her in a fucking Total Line? It doesn't.
Right.
Like you said, if you're an active UFC fighter, you would never go to the Tuesday Night Contender Series. You would never go to the Tough House. You know,
you're not going backwards.
You're not going backwards.
No reason.
You have made it to the show. This is not Major League Baseball. You don't go back to AAA. You know what I mean?
It's a little silly, but
it is silly. But anyways,
what's next?
Yeah, what's next? Taylor
Starling.
We'll just talk about this. And you know what? Taylor Starling.
I'll bring up her clip, and it has audio.
Taylor Starling just shot out of a cannon and never stopped swinging until that fight was over. Right. And she cracked her in the eye, I think, with the very first punch thrown. Boom. Right there. And she was bleeding from her eye right off the rip.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. She cracked her right away. And I think that really kind of somewhat stunned her. She got a nice cut over her left eye. And then, you know, the relentlessness never ended. She kind of just pieced her up. And then it was over. Look at that. And she's
I gotta tell you,
have to restart that and play it one more time because I didn't put the ending in these because obviously, you know, I don't know if we'll get in trouble for showing the endings and stuff because this was a pay-per-view.
Look at the pace. I wonder how many strikes she threw. I have to look that up because
I think it's on something near 70 or something crazy like that. Like she was swinging like a maniac.
Yeah, unbelievable. You know, and I'm absolutely not taking anything away from Taylor Starling. She's a star on the rise for the BKFC. She looked amazing in the Fight of the Year contender at Knucklemania, and then she looked amazing right there. But I got to tell you, man, Cassie Robb was a lot smaller than I thought she was going to be.
Yeah, and I think it's Tony Chappell. I hope I said that right.
Cassie's not a 125. No,
and I feel like that's the case with a lot of females. The issue is they're either too heavy or they're too light, because when we spoke to Britain a couple shows ago, she said, hey, I'd naturally be fighting at 117. So now I've had to gain weight to move up to 125. So there's a lot of females like Jenny Savage also that should be fighting at a lower weight, but there's only one weight class right now. Like, what about Crystal Pittman? She's been on the show and she's heavier. She would have to cut down to 125 to fight.
Right.
So
I think that like they could start building a nice 115-pound division with Delaney Bailey and Jenny Savage. I think Jenny Savage is a 115er all day. There's no reason for her to be up at a 125. Cassie Robb, Maia Kunanale. Did I say
she
that?
Fights. Monica's saying Rob normally fights all the way down to 105, which is
she was an atom weight for a long time in Invicta, or for her Invicta fights and her Cage Fury. I think she was in Cage Fury, whatever it was. But yeah, man. And when they got up there at the weigh-ins, Cassie Robb and her, and like they got face to face, like she looked considerably smaller. And did you see she weighed herself on the scale like the day after the fight? She was 117.3 pounds or something like that.
Oh man. She
said, back to my walk around weight. Can't believe I made it all the way up to 122. You know what I mean? Savage at one. I'll tell you right now, Delaney Bailey versus Jenny Savage at 115 pounds would be a fucking nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that one would be a good one. Taylor Starling is obviously, you know, a big star on the rise, and I hope she's doing all right now. Hope to talk to her tomorrow night.
I didn't pull. Are you going to talk about? There's the Herrera and Velasquez fight, which was a little crazy. I didn't pull any footage for that, but there was. Look at. Was it Velasquez that lost? And
Velasquez lost, and I'll tell you right now, and
he got hit a few times when the ref was breaking it up, like maybe 3 times, like as the ref was there. He was like boop boop boop, but he was getting pieced up a little bit.
Yeah, Monica's saying that Savage weighed in heavier than Britain, but I think, like, I
just think that they're both like Savage is stockier.
Right. I'm gonna tell you that I bet you Jenny Savage didn't cut a pound, and I don't know if Britain did either, but
no.
It just it seems like they're both probably more fit for 115, and I think that if they were to introduce a 115-pound title and like made a tournament down there, I think Britain Hart has every bit of a chance to be a champ at BKFC.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I would like to see it. I
don't know if somebody like Misfit can get all the way down to 115 nowadays. She's a pretty thick girl. And like you said, like Crystal Pittman is a 135 or 125er, but the Britain Harts and the Jenny Savages of the world could definitely go back and forth. And let's bring that up. The weigh-ins, the weight classes. I am super confused by this because the Rachel Osteovich Paige Van Zandt fight was supposed to be a 125-pound fight, but they both weighed in at 129.5. So if somebody can clear that up for me, is the weight class 125 to 135 and they got to agree on a weight or something?
Right.
Or did they just agree on a catch weight? It just seems like weird to me because sometimes like a 185-pound fight, the guy will weigh like 187.5 or 188. It's like, how are these weight classes built? I just don't fucking get it. Somebody needs to explain this to me.
When they brought it up on the show, I think it was about like
Dan Stevens says he believes it was a catch at 130.
Right. When they did it on the show, when they said these are the weights, it was the first time that they were announcing like the heavyweight rankings, I think. And they showed like, this weight is from, so 125 to 134 or something, 135 to what, and it was like, wait, so is that the whole, you know what I mean? It's kind of odd how they kind of put that out there. Like it was 10 pounds.
If you and I were both in the 185 to 195 range, you show up 185, I could weigh 194.
Right. And I would imagine like you would have to like come to an agreement that you were going to fight at a certain weight within that 10 pounds. But that's another question that.
Yeah, we need to get
an answer.
FC, maybe a David Feldman or someone like that on here. Let's talk about.
Thank you, Les.
Yeah, thank you, Les. Thank you, everybody, for keeping the chat rooms kind of freaking blowing up.
Yeah, it's awesome.
A lot of conversation. This is great.
Make sure you guys like and share the show, and please like the YouTube page. We are just trying to push it, and we really appreciate all the support. So please like and share.
Monica, BKFC does whatever they want to make fights happen. I think you are absolutely 100% correct with that one. Like there doesn't really have to be a rhyme or reason for.
You know who else did that? Bum fights. Remember that? Bum fights?
Yeah.
Bum fights would make anything happen, I love that.
Fights. Remember when they would go around and tag bums? Like they would write a number on their forehead to keep track of them.
They do some crazy stuff. They used to take crack and put it in like a little bag and they'd throw them into a pool. And it was like sheetrock and crack. They throw it into the pool and then they would give them garbage, like not garbage pails, like little sand pails for the beach, castles, like to make castles with, and they'd have to dive in to the water and get bags and come back up and put them in there, and at the end they had to go through to see who had the real piece of crack. So anybody ever see that when they were younger? I used to watch that when I was a teenager.
Bum fights was crazy.
They
get that one dude to like run through signs with his head.
Yes, he'd run into like the Taco Bell menu.
Dude, so hey man, what about Zion Tomlinson? Our boy Zion came out like he always does, shot out of a cannon. He was pushing the action. He was really actually winning the fight up into the point where Jared Warren threw the straight left from hell right down the pipe and just absolutely
I know.
Blasted Zion. Zion fell like a fucking redwood. And I'll tell you, when he fell, I was like, oh no, that looked bad. And then
I was
at first, I gotta be honest, I thought it was a broken jaw at first. I didn't realize how high up on the face it landed.
Yeah.
And then when he hit and they showed the replay, I was like, oh man, that's a broken orbital or something. He fucking demolished his face with that one shot.
I got really nervous after a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes people lay down when the doctor comes up and the ref, they just say, don't move, you're a little wobbled, like, and then they'll get the chair, the stool, they'll bring them in. But after like a minute and he was still laying there, I was like, and they kept pulling out from I was like, dude, something's wrong. Like I started getting genuinely nervous about his health. You know what I mean? I was like, God damn, I hope this guy's all right. That's scary, his dad's there.
And like, I think, did they say something about like, did somebody say get a stretcher? I think he heard
it was
them
Dan
say
Mergliata, I believe, was like, get up. And then he was, oh, you're right there. And they were like coming in the ring already behind him, I think.
And then Zion was like Popeye up to his feet. He was like, fuck that. I'm not getting on a stretcher. I'll walk out of here.
He wasn't about to pull a Conor McGregor.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you right now, man. Hey, Joe Ivy says we should do a recap show more often. So maybe we'll make the Wednesday after an event a fucking
recap show.
We can do that. If you guys like these, we can break down every single fight. We talked about we briefly talked about the Herrera Velasquez fight. That kid Herrera looks legit, dude. He's another fucking former UFC fighter that people kind of slept on going in there, and he beat up Abe Velasquez. So, he's a real who I was like thinking, Devin Gibson. I don't know if you want to throw Devin Gibson in his first fight ever against Herrera, but that kid looks pretty good, and he's training with Reggie Barnett. You know what I mean? And there's not a lot of 125ers out there. So, and the kid said, I'd fight anybody, not right away, but give me a few more months and I'll fight anybody they want out there. So maybe Devin Gibson and Herrera get in there at some point. That'd be a good fight.
Yeah. Devin looks like a sharp kid. You know what I mean? You can just tell when you watch people, you feel like they have what it takes to put up a good fight, and he looks pretty sharp. So before the Warren Tomlinson, well, actually, it was I think Warren Tomlinson was before this. So that platform showdown. What did you think about the platform showdown? And I also have a key clip for that too.
You want my honest opinion?
Mm-hmm. I do. It looked like these kids took it pretty serious. But that being said, the only one that I really thought looked like he had some skill in the ring was Evil Hero. And Blueface wasn't terrible. Right.
The rest of them.
For who they are. Right.
Yeah, for who they are.
Yeah.
And for going out there and let's talk a little bit about the size of them goddamn gloves.
I was just going to say, what are they got? 20-ounce gloves on? Those are the biggest gloves I've ever seen in my entire life, dude.
Somebody
I've never
bought my
seen gloves
kids.
that big.
You ever see those inflatable boxing gloves?
Dude, I swear.
You were going to say that too?
Yeah, man. They're fucking huge.
Yeah.
They're bigger than their head. Like, how do you knock somebody out with that thing?
Yeah, it was, those gloves looked like giant pillows on their hands.
After 20 seconds, there's no way any of them were going to knock each other out. It was just too big.
I can't imagine they go back to this platform showdown anytime soon, especially with the melee after the Blueface fight. It was fucking crazy. What do you got for footage?
I've got the melee. I'm going to bring the melee up real quick, and I couldn't find this friggin' clip, and I'll tell you in a minute. Maybe I'll pause this and show you guys, because I saw a clip. So let's just check this out. Look at him take shots even while David Feldman's holding them. So what I'm going to do real quick is, all right, I'm gonna play it and pause right here. Okay, so the guy in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you see that guy, the bald guy there?
He's in the white shirt?
Over. In the black shirt in the bottom left-hand corner.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Okay, so that guy just came out of the ring. Now I'm going to assume that that's Blueface's boy. Now, if you look to the right, the guy with the white shirt, the security guard or police officer who has the ankles of the guy that Blueface was just punching in the ring, that's his legs and ankles. That guy on the left, I cannot find this friggin' video. Somebody was standing next to Fauci, who is the guy who was commentating during these fights. Mm-hmm. And they got that guy right there to the left who you will see later on get slammed on the catwalk and also gets arrested, because right after this, about 2 seconds, he walks up with his right hand and friggin' hooks that dude in the face who's sitting on the ground, who just got pulled out from getting beat up. I mean, he cleanly gives him a right hook to the jaw, and the police take that dude and slam him on the ground. But he punched the guy in the face while the cops were holding him. So you won't really see it in this because it pulls out, but I could not find the clip. I was so mad. But you'll see, he just punched him, and now they're trying to...
Now he's up there on the ground.
Now he's yoked up, and they're about to slam him on this catwalk in a second. Boom, right there. Dude, you guys got to find that video because it was insane.
Yeah, like I said, nice. Boom. He was also fighting a kid that probably never fought a single person his entire life.
Never.
Yeah, I agree with Dan Stevens. Not going to lie, Blueface knows how to scrap. And that punch he threw like right in front of David Feldman looked like it landed heavy on that kid. Like, it looked like it landed heavy. That was a nice one, man. That was like, it reminds me, dude, I did kind of a dickhead move like that in my senior year of high school. Second day of school in my senior year of high school, I got in a big fight in the parking lot. And me and this kid were rolling around, and security finally got there. And it was a really good fight.
Yeah.
Security pulled us off each other and like pulled me off first. And like, as the guy had me by the back of the shirt like this, he like lifted the kid in front of me, and I popped him dead in his nose, like while he was in the security guard's hand. And I got fucking yoked up so bad by the security guard, dude. It was funny as hell. I mean, I got in a lot of trouble for it, and we both got in some trouble, but whatever. But that's what it reminded me of, just like being held by the police and then just blasting him right there. Like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah, right in front of his ass.
No, you asked me, what did you think about the platform showdown? Like, I wasn't all that fucking into it, to be honest with you.
I wasn't really all that into it. So I watched the whole entire first fight with Evil Hero and the Dakota Olave, right? Which I already knew that Dakota Olave, I can just tell by his demeanor that he was going to lose the fight. I mean, I think everybody could kind of just see that, especially when he did get pushed down with his hands behind his back, but you could just tell that Evil Hero was a little more aggressive, and something in me kept telling me that I made myself believe that Evil Hero could have knocked him out. And really didn't push
even with those big ass gloves.
He missed him with some big ass hooks and shit. But like he was gonna try to knock him out. But I feel like, man, he could have beat the shit out of that kid. He was barely doing anything. But hey, props to him for fucking taking that fucking scrap in front of all those people.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
ass kicked.
Mike, if they do that showdown again, the platform showdown again,
yeah,
it will be bare knuckle. I mean,
right? Why not do? I thought they were going to do that.
It'll be bare knuckle, and David Feldman said in the presser afterwards, he was like, you know, we're bare knuckle. We're not wearing gloves here anymore. This is it.
But the thing is, it's like you're the one who made the fight, though.
I know. I think he
said it as though it like snuck in underneath. You know what I mean? Like, man, you did it. Hey,
yeah,
fool me once, shame on me. I mean, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. It's like, you're the guy who put this together. He kind of said it as though like that, like snuck in without him knowing, you know? Like, oh, we're bare knuckle. That's what we are. What is this? Gloves?
Who put this thing together, huh? Me.
Yeah, who did this? I think you did it.
Dude.
Anyways, it was
guy. We got to talk about our boy, Tony Loco Soto.
All right, I got you.
I got to tell you, dude, because we've kind of like formed a little bit of a friendship with Tony and those guys, and you know, meeting people in person, you get you form a different bond with these dudes. He's a down to earth, cool, fucking awesome guy, and I was so into that fight. And you know what, my wife Amy got into it too. We were like cheering. We were yelling at the screen, like, come on, Tony, come on. And he showed up and he impressed, man. Tony was fucking awesome. And as soon as he broke his hand in that first round, I turned to Amy and I was like, fuck, he just broke his fucking hand. Yeah. And he fought 4 more rounds and just kept on throwing it and kept on landing bombs. It was awesome, man. I was super proud of him, and I was happy for him to get his win in his debut fight. Yeah, and he's gonna do big things. I think he's gonna be like a legit contender in the 165-pound division.
I think Soto. He did great. He did.
It's not broke. Wait. So
it's
hold
not.
on,
I heard
Ben.
it. I was going to say it's not broke. His
Good,
hand is not
good,
broke.
good.
I heard that earlier Today. I think Brittany Carino said that and some post I saw.
Good.
Unanimous decision.
Well, you know what that means. Soon as it, yeah.
I was very happy that Tony won for the same reasons that you said, because we actually hung out with him and stuff like that, and like you do form a bond.
And dude,
with
like
somebody.
When you have a fucking guy's phone number and you text back and forth with each other, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like you end up being friendly with him, and like he is just super down to earth and like super cool with us, and he's a Northeast guy like us, so like I don't know, we just got along well, and I was really proud of his victory. It was awesome. I think he's going to do awesome. I think he's going to do really, really well. And like 165-pound division, who like would you like to see him fight a Joe Elmore? No, I mean that's too far. That's too fast.
Right.
But,
No, yeah,
so,
that
like,
is too fast.
But I would like to get a look at the roster and see who they got at 165 pounds, because it's
I know, because things are a little bit dicey.
Yeah.
What about is Brad Williams? Does Brad Williams fight at 165, right?
Brad Williams. You mean Brad
Kelly? Brad Kelly.
Yeah.
No, Brad Williams.
Yeah, Brad Williams. Do you fight at 165
Yeah,
pounds?
Brad.
Where
are you?
Yeah, Tom Schoaf is 160.
Schoaf, right?
Tom Schoaf.
Brad
fights.
Williams. Get him back in the friggin' comments. He needs to fight. You better start hitting that bag, buddy.
I think Tom Schoaf would be a little bit too big of a step up in competition right now, just because like I think a guy like Tony, you like slow burn him a little bit, like build him up a little. Let him. He got this win.
Yeah.
Give him somebody else. I think Tony's 155. By the way, he must be watching. Either that or by osmosis, he fucking knew we were talking about him. because he I just got a text that says 155.
Caleb Harris.
My bad, boy. My bad. Yeah. Okay. So 155. Then let's start talking about 155, because Tony's about to make some noise in one of these divisions, and I think he can go back and forth 165, 155.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was an awesome fucking performance. He really did his thing out there, and he didn't do any push-ups in the ring, but I'll chalk that up to a fucked up hand.
Or a 5-round fight.
Or a 5-round fight.
So let's hold on before we move on.
I mean, he could barely
Josh Sykes.
Who? Props to Josh Sykes too.
Yeah,
Josh
because
Sykes
you know what?
He was no slouch out there.
He did good. And he came on the show and he was very cool. He's the fucking bathroom brawler champion. Fucking guy. So he had some cool stories. He's really chill, and he did good. It wasn't like it was a blowout fight. I mean, he did good, and so props to him too. I don't want to like cut him out of this, because he deserves some praise for the work that he put in there in the ring. He did good, and I'm sure he'll come in and he'll fight too. And I didn't think he had that much reach on Tony, but he did. I didn't realize the size difference until he started fighting. I was like, oh shit, this is a little bit bigger size difference than I thought.
Yeah, Sykes is 6 foot tall, man. He had height, he had reach. He looked a lot bigger, and Tony did his thing. Sykes did his thing. Like Sykes thought he said afterwards he thought he did enough to win the fight, which I disagree with. I thought Tony won pretty clearly. So
155. Unfortunately, Jim Ehlers is gone. He's gone. I didn't see his interview saying why he left, but I know he wanted to interview with someone. So I think he went on Fight Bananas and talk, but I haven't seen it if he's gone on yet. The number 2 person. Now, this is old rankings, right? Yeah, he did. I think he set up to do one and say why he left BKFC. The number 2 person, this is old rankings. This is Knucklepedia, and Josh Furs has come out and said like he hasn't updated this since March. But I'm just going to go by the names. Artem Lobov.
Retired.
The GOAT. Should we do another moment of silence? No?
Yeah.
All right.
So quick one. 2 seconds.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. So the third, Isaac Valley Flag, and then we have Martin Brown and Eddie Hawk.
Okay.
Which who fought recently, and that could be a good one.
He did. He fought Luch Medial.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Luke Medial, whatever. I can't.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, he fought him. Good fight.
I think he's fake black belts or
fake black belt.
Yeah.
Combat
great fight.
Insider. Oh, that's the one you're looking at.
Mhm.
What about Knuckle Knockouts? They have rankings too.
So, yeah, man.
I mean, you got Tyler Goodjohn. You got Jason Knight signed with PFL. He won't be around probably. Tony. All right, my man. Yeah, they still got Paulie Malignaggi and Leonard Garcia on here.
Yeah, Howie, I think that Good John Palomino and Shof might be 2 or 3 fights ahead.
Me too.
Like Kyle said, like I feel like the next person should just be breaking the surface of the top. They don't really have a top 10. There's only a top 5 or top 6 people on here. But yeah, that might be 2 fights away, maybe Shof,
Yeah.
Whom Tony has said that he wanted to fight and talk to him in Alabama, politely, and went up to him and said, I want to fight you. And, Tom Schwartz like, all right, you win some fights and come and fight me. So he's like, and Tony said, I'm going to fight that guy. So I believe him. They'll fight one day. We'll be watching it.
Well, you had Jordan Nash beat Brandon Allen on this card at 155 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have you can go ahead and set that one up right now. Jordan Nash versus Tony Loco Soto in a couple months from now. There you go. Boom. That's a perfect one. They're both 1-0. They both won their debuts, and there you go. Too easy, man. Right. Look at that. We're matchmakers.
So let's move on. Let's go to our other buddy here.
Oh,
right. Which, in my opinion,
knockout of the night.
Maybe a little biased. Like, that fight was great, and because I always like a fight where somebody gets hurt and then comes back and wins. I mean, it's the best. You think someone's knocked down, they're done, they might get capitalized on and get beat to shit, and then they come back and this was like kind of like not really a slow burn, but he got a knockdown in the next round and then won in the round after that. So I have
right now
highlights of the actual
show the highlight, because his knockout, yes, Jared Warren's was nasty. But I'll tell you right now, this one landed just as hard, and he fucking mollywopped this kid with his hand.
Big right hand,
yeah,
right down the pipe. Stepped into it.
Is it? You hear the sound?
Yeah, right there, and you'll hear it in the next one too, I believe.
The 5th hit in flesh.
Here it comes. Oh, and that's. I'll play it one more time. You can just hear it slapping.
And here's just a big right hand right down the pipe.
The sound of it was just so loud. He cracked him with this.
You can just hear that. There's just something about
Chris Lytle, right? Yeah. Oh my God.
Dude,
yeah, he cracked him with
I'm telling you,
sheesh.
And like you said, maybe I'm biased. I thought that was the best knockout of the night because of the back and forth, and it was a third round, like you said, slow burn. Like they were both smacking each other around a little bit. It was a hell of a fucking right hand, and that knockout. I actually jumped out of my seat for that one too. I felt like we've talked to Jay a couple times, and he's a really great dude, and I was happy for that one too. Those were the two that I felt really, really, really proud that they won.
Yeah. Do you feel like your heart, no, I just feel after doing the show for a while, and I'm sure maybe Dan Stevens can relate, you start talking to these people and you learn about their life, and you might meet someone in their family, kind of like Britton and Monica. And then you start obviously we're media and we try to be as unbiased as we can, but we're human. So you start liking these people and you wish them well and you want everybody to do good, but everyone can't do good,
Right.
Someone has to friggin' win and someone has to lose. So someone has to get hurt, like Zion. Obviously I never talked to Jared Warren. We talked to Zion. Zion's been on your show before. Obviously, I wanted him to win because we talked to him. I wasn't rooting against Warren. I just know Zion, and I would have been happy if he won. I wasn't mad that Jared won, and we'll talk to him next week too, and we'll talk about this. And it does get to that point. Like, I feel like I might be biased, whatever, but it's, you know, you get that feeling. So I know what you're saying. Like, my heart, like sometimes, like I watch UFC fights and my heart feels like it's beating out of my chest. I don't sit down. Ask Kyle. I will stand up the entire fight. I'll get close to the television. I'll fucking start fidgeting and shit. I just get like that. I don't even know people. So you can just imagine when I know people, I want to throw up sometimes. I can't even, that's why I'm like, I don't know how these people fight. Cause I'm in my living room by myself, drinking a drink and relaxing, and I want to throw up. So I don't know how people do this shit. It's crazy.
No, I think we pretty much covered it, except for Terry Janowski. Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, we pretty much covered it. I have something else.
Oh no, and there's Kyle McElroy too.
Okay, so I'll bring that up.
Two more fights to talk about here, and then I want to bring up something in the UFC.
This right here. What? Okay, listen. Not gonna hit it. Not gonna fucking knock a guy while he's down. Like, dude, why the fuck wasn't he blocking anything?
Simpson's like, you got to get his legs underneath him. He's getting far too outstretched with these punches.
Dude, he got busted open there. I don't think he thought that was going to happen. And
yeah, that was beaten.
Feel bad, you know? It's like, oh, you watch it. And you're like, good Lord. His head was busted open so bad. He's bleeding all over the place.
I don't know if they're going to let this go.
No, I don't think so. I think you're right, Chris.
All right.
He was bleeding everywhere, dude.
He was beaten all over that ring. It was crazy. He was bleeding everywhere. He was getting smacked there. Now, Dan Stevens, for Christ's sakes, you've asked me 3, 4, 5 times in the comments. What about Richard? What about Richard? Richard got beat up, and I'll tell you right now, that guy Terry Janowski.
Richard.
What did you think of that fight? Like he's a tough guy, Richard Karsten. He kept getting up, but Terry Janowski, and dude,
I think he's a nutcase.
You know what? I cannot.
Okay.
I can't not think of Eastbound and Down when I hear the word Janowski.
Yeah, me too.
Steve Janowski.
I always say Stevie Janowski.
Stevie Janowski.
But listen, that guy Richard the Cure Karsten. Why I gotta do this? You guys gotta fucking pull me into this shit. I have to do this.
Yes, you have to do it. Go, Mike. Go.
Fuck. All right. Listen, guy, you shouldn't be fighting in the fucking BKFC. The reason they fucking put that guy in, I will never fucking know. I've seen this guy on the internet, and I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Richard. I don't know you. I fucking, for your protection of your goddamn life, please don't ever step in the ring again, because I saw this guy and I saw him punching a fucking Connex or something. And I thought like, oh, this guy's never going to get a chance. And then fucking blew my mind when I saw him on the card. And I said, all right, maybe this guy's a fucking killer, man. He's going to get in there and freaking kill it. He got in there and sure, he got caught with a shot or whatever, but let's not lie that he got up and he spit his mouthpiece out on purpose. Watch the fight.
Yeah.
Then he gets up and gets hit with like, after his 4th time, gets hit in the face with like a soft jab and fucking falls down like you got hit with a fucking hardcore right hook from the goddamn Undertaker and fucking went on the ground. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? For your safety, sir, please never fight again. It's crazy. And then I see him on the friggin' internet, and I don't know if he's the best internet troll in the world, but this friggin' guy is on the internet talking shit like he's saying he's driving a Tesla. He said he got $200,000. He must be trolling, right? Please tell me this guy's trolling, or is he just something loose? I don't know.
Dude, he got
something's loose, man.
He got put down with like an easy jab, and like you just said, he got hit like a right hand from the Undertaker.
Yeah, fucking WWE. He went flying to the ground, like, and then it's like you watch a replay and you're like, I don't even think that Janowski even finished punching. He was getting ready to punch, and he fucking was like, oh shit, and I was like, what the fuck? This is nuts.
He sold it. He took the bump, as they say in pro wrestling. He took the bump and he sold it.
You know, thank you, Dan Stevens. I wasn't even going to bring this up.
Oh man, that was awesome.
I can't. Well, I just don't understand it, man. Why?
I don't know.
Christine Ferea is going on toe the line, guys.
Yep, Christine Ferea is fighting on toe the line, but this guy gets a spot.
Going to toe the line. So fucking do the math.
This guy gets a spot at BKFC
Mhm.
19. Christine's on toe the line.
That's the type of shit I don't like.
God, dude, that was awesome. And I gotta tell you, like, he's another and like Brandon Malo Lambert, you know, we like Brandon. We're friendly with Brandon, but he better show us some massive increase in skill on the next fight, because he kind of did the same exact thing that Carson did.
He did better than Karsten did.
He absolutely did. He went 3 rounds with Kid Gotti.
Correct.
Yeah, 3 rounds. So Lambert trolled his way into a contract and has done so well with his mouth and working with the company that he just earned himself a 3-fight contract, which is amazing. Karsten's a one and done for sure.
On the toe the line with Christine. Is he? Oh no. Is he fighting a Connex? He does great against walls.
Dude, he's fighting Christine in the main event.
Oh shit. That would be good.
She would fucking mop the floor with that guy.
That would be fucking awesome, dude.
I would totally watch. I mean, I would absolutely push that one for sure.
Hell yeah. Tony,
Yep.
you got
We're breaking down barriers, BKFC. We're breaking down barriers.
That's
we
right.
are the first ever intergender bare knuckle fight. Christine Misfit Ferea versus Richard the Cure Karsten. Let's do it.
Brandon is on the fight. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Mr. The Cure. Brandon is on.
Brandon can absolutely mark it. That's why
I was thinking about Richard for some reason in my brain.
Yeah.
I'm a goddamn idiot.
No, Lambert is an asset to the company. He's an asset to the company for sure.
And he brings in a lot of eyes.
Whether you like it or not, dude, he causes controversy. He stirs up something everywhere he goes, and he's just got.
He goes to BYB and talks shit and has people following around all over the internet, and every single fucking goddamn thing he posts, you got that one dude's just talking shit to him constantly for like friggin' a week straight. Every single thing he said, some dude from BYB who Brandon was supposed to fight or something.
Gabriel Faria or whatever his name is?
Yeah. His I don't know if it's his coach or one of his cornermen or something, was like every single post Brandon put out. Brandon really got into this guy's skin, man. And he'd been talking shit to him for a long time. All week long, every fucking post I see him on it.
You know what?
Speaking of the fucking Giza.
Yeah, if that's what they're 3-fight contract, man, good for him. Get paid, take care of your kids, all that shit, man.
That's a hot.
He's trying hard. He's trying hard to, to make. He talks about his kids. He wants to make them proud, and he wants to be with them. So you know what? Make a living, get these 3 fights, make as much money as you possibly can, and do what you got to do, buddy.
Okay, if he wins his next fight, do you understand that? Like, people are gonna go ballistic. I really think so. If he wins his fight, people are going to fucking lose it, because there are a lot of people that know Brandon outside of social media and, and where he's not talking shit. And we know him too.
Yeah,
and
he's like the nicest guy ever.
But a nice guy. So, but if he wins, people are going to lose their fucking mind. Some people are going to hate it and some people are going to love it, but they're both going to generate views. So it is what it is.
That's it, man. I think we covered this entire event pretty well, pretty thoroughly. We'll do. How about this, Mike? Let's do a recap on the Wednesday after each event.
We could do that.
Let's not. We won't book fighters those nights because
we do have a couple of things. So the next card
we do
coming up,
BKFC 20. Bedford and Barnett. That's a freaking awesome rematch. I can't wait to see that one. Alan Belcher is a damn house right now. Have you seen the size of him?
Yes, he's a monster.
He's a friggin' monster. I don't know what he's been up to in his post UFC, but you know what? He looks freaking great. He's in great shape. He's a good fighter. And Tony Lopez is a damn machine. He's the come forward king. He's an absolute violence maker.
Yeah.
So that we have our boy Jay Fish and the hero Quentin Henry.
That's right. Jay Fish.
And that's the thing. Like we've kind of formed a bond with Jay Fish, man. Jay Fish is our boy, but we like Hero Henry. Like he was cool.
We got to get him on.
I mean, we got to get Quentin on.
Mm-hmm.
Quentin and Fish could could be a really quick fight. Yes, it could, because those are two big boys with a lot of power, and we saw Quentin against Lieben, and like I don't know if he's gonna fight Fish the same way as he fought his last one, but maybe he needs to be a little more calculated, because he went running wild against he was Hulkamania that night.
Yeah, he was Hulkamania. I love his gimmick.
Yeah,
I love it. I love the mullet with the glasses. I love that all-American thing. Like, I fucking love it. That's why you want him to come out and just win, because he's just got that fucking music when he comes out. He's got the whole fucking Hulk Hogan vibe, that fucking real American shit. And, it just, it gets you hyped up. He's good. He's got the perfect gimmick. And if he can add more wins to it and get a title, I mean, he should cut some promos, some real fucking cool promos with that gimmick he has. It's fucking awesome. That persona, it's wonderful. I don't know if gimmick sounds bad, but it's a good thing. It's good.
No, I mean, you got to be able to sell yourself. You got to be able to market yourself. And before he grew out that beard and the mullet, he was just kind of like a baby face dude that was a decent fighter that people were like, oh, it's Quentin Henry. And then all of a sudden he throws on the Jay Kalina blue blockers. He grows a fucking badass mullet and puts a lightning bolt in the side of his hair, throws on some American flag silkies and puts on 20 pounds of muscle. All of a sudden he's a new man. You know what I mean? Grows a beard.
Yeah.
No more baby face. He's a man now. He's grown.
So Kyle,
what's up, man?
After BKFC 20, what's the next? I think it was like 20...
21.
35. Oh, 21. Boom, 21.
21. Our boy, the Marine, Mike Richmond, taking on Dakota Cochran. Fucking awesome fight. And then our boy, Josh Burns, and the Hillbilly Hammer, Sam Shoemaker. I can't wait to see who else they throw on that card. I mean, that's September 10th. We ain't going to find that out till September 7th. And we don't even know who the rest of the fight card for BKFC 20 is right now. And
we don't.
We're a month out. We're less than a month out.
There's a couple of rumors floating out there. We ain't allowed to talk about it. But everyone's going to be happy with some of the fights coming out. And if anyone can make it to BKFC 20 on August 20th in Biloxi, Mississippi, Omaha, Nebraska for 21, and also in Arizona, I think for the first time, right? So I don't know what that card. Nobody knows what's going on in that card.
Beck Rollins on that card.
Right. Most likely, yeah.
Tony Loco Soto versus Nash.
There you go.
There we go.
Kevin Nash.
Yeah, not Kevin Nash.
Oh, sorry.
You dumb idiot. Mike's on some shit tonight.
Some diesel shit.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. This has been a great fight. A great night, man. I loved recapping the event without guests. This was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. See, blessing in disguise, Kyle. Never take the show for granted.
Never.
That's how it goes, right?
For granted. Yep. Never take the show for granted. Hey, we didn't shout out any sponsors before we did this shit tonight. Let's just shout them out real quick. We got Next Level Elite, nextlevelsups.com. Go to the nextlevelsups.com/ Mike and Mish. Use the promo code Mish10. Get 10% off your total purchase. Buy some supplements, get big, get skinny, get healthy, do all that shit, and do it with clean supplements. They've worked really hard to get the best product they can out there. We also have Killfoot Clothing. Of course, Killfoot Clothing is the makers of the Mission Accomplished t-shirt that you see me wearing tonight, which, by the way, if I posted a thing today, I don't know if you all saw that, but we're going to do a t-shirt giveaway. What's up?
I'm going to say Anthony Tambora, don't go anywhere. Go ahead, continue.
Oh, and we're going to do a t-shirt giveaway tomorrow night. Go to the page, check out the rules. All you got to do, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the link, tag 5 friends, and tune in tomorrow night, and your name can get pulled for a free Killfoot Clothing t-shirt it's an American-made product, company owned by veterans, ran by veterans. Those are our boys over there. They're fucking awesome. And the last sponsor we have is our day one massage therapist. Go to holdinghandsmassage.com. If you're a veteran or an active duty soldier, you can get an appointment with your provider to see Jackie. And if you're not, go to massagetherapist.com. Get yourself an appointment that way. She really is one of the best in the business at alleviating pain and taking care of you, man, for real. She can find what's wrong with your body and she can fix it. I promise you that. What's up?
So Anthony Tambora says, I know you guys are talking about bare knuckle, but what are your thoughts on the Maverick Barber fight? And good question, because as we talked about earlier, it's going to come into play when I thought watching the fight that she won. But then I questioned
Miranda
myself.
Maverick.
Yes, Miranda Maverick. I'm sorry. And then I questioned myself and said, hey, am I being biased because she was on the show? So
Yeah.
I think I'm being biased maybe, but I really thought that she won the fight. And then I went and I looked at the stats because I saw that her father had posted something and he was pretty upset. And I said, he's a father. Of course, he's going to stick up for his daughter. Then I went on UFC.com and I looked up the stats to this fight.
Stats.
And I'm going to tell you, when you look at the stats of this fight, you would absolutely, without a doubt, think that she won the fight. And I know that sometimes stats don't tell the whole story because it's judged by round and not by total stats. But I'm going to tell you, I originally thought she won by rounds. I thought she won. And then I looked at these stats, and I'm going to tell you, total strikes landed, okay? Miranda Maverick landed more than double.
Tell me what.
Than Macy Barber.
More than double total strikes?
So total strikes landed from Miranda Maverick were 82 of 191, which is 43%. Better percentage, too. Macy Barber landed 38 of 117.
Dude, it was a joke.
32%. 47 significant strikes against 36, and 1 takedown of 1 for Maverick and 1 of 6 for Barber. And if you break down by round, first round 18-7 Maverick, 28-15 Maverick, 36-16 Maverick.
Yeah,
dude,
it was a joke. It was an absolute joke. And you want to know how crazy? Did you see the I don't know, maybe if this was fake online, but did Miranda Maverick go up in the rankings and Macy Barber go down one?
Well, let's see. Where you think the UFC was like, fuck this. She didn't lose that
no,
fight.
I do think that. I think that the rankings would show.
I'll tell you right now because I'm about to bring it right up. Yeah, man. It's upsetting when that shit happens because, no matter what, everybody, they're training so hard for this. You get 15 minutes. You don't have... you can appeal it. Like Joe Ivy's saying, she needs to appeal it, and she does need to appeal it.
Look at Howie. Is Howie trolling us right now, Mike? Yeah, motherfucking Howie, Jesus Christ. Anyways, Miranda
Maverick went down to 14th, and Macy Barber is 13th.
So Miranda went down and Macy went
down. Yeah.
That's all right.
That's 1-1. They switched places.
That's fucking bullshit. Then somebody posted some fake shit then. Because I think Miranda Maverick actually posted it. Miranda Maverick posted something and it said, well, oh, would you look at that? Oh, would you just look at it? Just look at it, Mike.
Yeah.
And it had her going up 1 and Macy Barber down. And I got to tell you, man, it was an absolute robbery. But anyways, what do you say we call it a night, bro? We've been talking for an hour and 23 minutes. I thank everybody. A lot of you guys stuck with us through this whole time. We apologize, truly that Misfit and AJ couldn't come on tonight. They both had stuff pop up. Shit happens, life happens. And we do have 2 guests lined up for tomorrow night. And now one of those may have some issues. So either way, tomorrow night, tune in, 9 p.m., Nolan Smith at 9, followed by Taylor Starling at 9:30. T-shirt giveaway, your 2 favorite guys just bullshitting. And if you guys like this show, guess what? It's a new thing. Wednesdays after every event, you can catch the Mike and Mish wrap up. Right, Mike?
Yep.
Vodka
Cheers,
and Red
everybody.
Bull, vodka and Red Bull in hand. We'll catch you guys tomorrow night. Peace.